I was semi-improvising when I was in Japan. So I kind of knew, but I didn't really know like how it worked, if that makes sense. Like I was just like kind of doing it because I feel like that would work. Um, I think now I have better ideas of what to do because I transcribed more. I just listened to good music so much. So that kind of fed my ears so that I have an idea of like what's a good music, like what a good music sounds like. Um, yeah, I just don't really remember how I practice improvising. That's an interesting question. Honestly, I really don't know. I spend a lot of time just playing along with the recordings. So, and sing along or transcribing and stuff like that. But that's everybody. They know what everybody says. So it's not really something that's very unique to
Well,
me.
you mentioned Count Basie and Cedar Walton. In that, when you were getting started, what other pianists were you listening to?
I used to listen to Oscar Peterson a lot. With whom I got to see in Japan, like right before his death. That was lucky me. My teacher told me about that, and I didn't know who that was. But she was like, Oscar Peterson is coming to the city right next to us. Like you should go, and you even can get the high school like student discount. You should go. And I did go see that. And then Hiromi was playing as an opening act, who I knew. I was like, oh, Hiromi is playing. Let me just go. Even I don't care about this other American. Oh, no, he's not American. He's Canadian. But, the Gaijin piano player, I don't know who that is. Then, like, funny thing is, like, I fell asleep the whole time of the Hiromi's concert. And because he was, I'm sorry, I'm not talking shit about her, but like, she's amazing. I used to be so obsessed with her. But for some reason that concert didn't really hit me. I'm just being honest. But I woke up and it's like my friend that kind of slapped my face, like, dude, you're asleep. And then I was like, I know. So the main act is happening now. Like you should just at least pay attention for 5 minutes or something. And I was like, okay. Then like I woke up and then my mind was blown. That was like when I was in high school. So I was quickly into Oscar Peterson. Cedar Walton, Michel Petrucciani. I love Michel Petrucciani still, but I listened to him a lot when I was in high school and college. Yes, Michel Petrucciani for some reason. And also I love Sonny Clark. I love Wynton Kelly. I love Horace Silver. But my first really digging in was like Oscar Peterson, Michel Petrucciani, and Sonny Clark. That's those three, like very different kind of piano players, but those three are my biggest. Yes.
And you mentioned some studies with Jason Linder. What were the first formal studies in jazz that you did?
Your question was formal studies, like the academic sense, you mean? Oh, I mean, so I was in the junior high school big band, but the teacher didn't even know how jazz worked. So he was just like, around for us to be able to explore the music. So it wasn't really formal. I would say I took actual jazz piano lessons when I was in high school from mostly like she does mostly like singer accompaniment, which was probably a good way to start because she wasn't really shreddy or anything, but she really knew how to be a good musician with others, like how jazz works and how you have to be able to listen. And therefore, why don't we grow your ears and like, let's transcribe some stuff. So that was like semi-formal. I only took 1 year lesson, but I went there twice a month and like we listened to a bunch of music that she hipped me to Michel Petrucciani. And she told me to go to Oscar Peterson's concert. So like I owe her a lot. That was a semi-formal. But after that would be Queen's College, which is much, much later. after moving to New York. That was 2014. I got master's degree. So I finished bachelor's in science in Japan. I didn't do the master's. I didn't finish it. I quit. But instead, I went to Queen's College to get master's in music.
Who did you study with for piano at Queen's College?
I studied with Jed Patton, who was the last pianist for like number of years with Jimmy Heath. That's why I got to see Jimmy so many times.
Jed was a good teacher?
Amazing teacher. I still see him. Like whenever he's playing in town, I'm like, yes, Jed, I'm coming. My teacher, my best teacher. Like I just owe him so much. Yeah.
He's a very talented guy. Not enough people know about him.
No.
But that can be said of many musicians, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's funny how it works, here.
So you you got your master's. By then, had you decided to make this music a career?
Interesting thing that I wasn't still sure. I was about to finish. That was 2015. And then as a foreigner, I get to do OPT, which allows me to live here for a year, extra year. Like it's an internship time if you do normal, majors. Then I was like, okay, maybe I guess I could do that. And that will be it. I will go back to Japan. I would have been able to go back to science degree, whatever, because I still didn't believe that I would be able to make a living just by playing music. I didn't really like teaching. I was kind of like on and off teaching little kids at that point because I needed to pay my rent. And that was undercover. I could have done it. So like that's good, but still unsure. And like I was having a crisis. I was like, oh, the uncertainty, I can't deal with it. Like I want to be in the salary, like I want to know that I'm going to be making money every month that I know. But then I also, at the same time, I couldn't picture myself just going back to science and forget about music, I'm loving it. Like I've been loving it this like last 3 years I was here or something at that point, I was like, oh, I've been having the best time in my life. This is just the best thing I get to do. But I didn't really have that many gigs even then either. I started playing with Philip Harper probably around that time. And that was like a regular thing. Like I started playing at Smalls regularly. Maybe Mezzero is just about to open or something like that. I didn't even have the sense of having regular gigs. Yeah, just like that uncertainty was very, very scary thing for me. So still not sure even when I graduated. But my friend told me just get the OPT. So you have a little time to think. I was like, okay, that's a great idea. I'm going to do that. So I took that year and then I decided, okay, I really like this. I really like this. I had enough time to think. So I got my artist visa. So I guess I'm going for this way. Yeah.